So look, I know. When are we going to work on the pure stock? When are we getting a pure stock video? When are you going to release anything on the pure stock? Trust me, I'm as mad as all you guys are because I haven't had no time to work on the pure stock. But guess what? Tonight is pure stock time. Let's get to work. So yes, it is finally time to get back on the Hatcher Farms Venue Eating Clinic 004 Pure Stock. If you guys are new to the channel and do not know, the last time I took this car out, which is only the second time I have raced, I blew a transmission. I will show you guys that once I get it out. But if you want to go watch the videos, just go right back to the last video on this playlist and you will see what happened. Dang it. Lost the drive shaft. Unreal, man. Race V8s, they say. It'll be fun, they say. Got to the track, had a rocker arm stud come loose, but then I got that fixed, went back out, and when I did, the transmission come apart. So just a brief back history on this car. We got it running the first time. The engine blew up, got this engine, and then went out the first race and had an extremely bad vibration. Thought it was the clutch or the flywheel, ended up getting a new flywheel, went back out for the second time, and the transmission blew. So thankfully, TJ Pratt Racing sold me this Saginaw transmission. So tonight's agenda is to get the old transmission out so I can show y'all what it looks like and then prep this one to go back in. But I'm not just going to shove this back in. I've got to make some modifications to the way I've got this mounted, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. Some people have given me some tips and pointers on what they think possibly could go wrong. So instead of me yapping about it, I'm going to get to work and try my best to get that old transmission out of the car. Let's get to work. So I gotta show you guys this. I can't just leave it on a time lapse. I got the transmission out, and y'all look at this. I do not think that this is the way a Saginaw transmission is supposed to look on an engine. Y'all tell me. That's part of the transmission still there. That is crazy. I'm gonna get this out real quick, or see if I can. Yep, there it goes. Well, that ain't supposed to happen. So let's get this thing out and I'll show you guys it. Okay, I got the transmission out, and for any of you guys who know a lot more about this than me, is there any way I can fix this, or does this look like it's supposed to look, or can I just weld it back up and throw it back in the car? So, yeah, this ain't no good. This transmission is a goner. I don't think any of this is supposed to do this, but That's what happened to me the last race. That cast just split. I'm talking about every direction. So I don't know if you guys remember, for the ones that are the OGs to the channel when I bought this car, this transmission has been sitting for 15 years. In the grass, in the weather, in the mud, in the dirt, on flat tires. So it probably over 15 years got brittle, but there's some more things that are contributing to why this happened. And I'm gonna slide up under the car here and show you guys what a few people have told me that I had wrong. So I took the hood off. First things first, if you guys have not gotten you one of these O-lights, I use it every day, and I'm about to use it right now for you guys. And so what I want to show you is, for all of the ones that know what they're looking at here, on my car, let's see if I can go down here. Yeah, this is better. On my car, maybe not. Can you guys see that? On my car, I have solid motor mounts right there. And so they are completely solid, no rubber, no nothing, just hard mounted. So I have one right there, which is right there. Let me see if I can zoom in on it. Yep. Right there is the solid hard mount. You can see it's just been welded in, no flex whatsoever. Same on this side. Same exact thing, right there. There it is. Right. Hey, wait a minute. I have my laser. Wait a minute. Right there. Look at that. Another reason to have this. Right there is my solid motor mount, and right there is my other solid motor mount. So what I've got under here is the only thing holding that engine into this car are them two motor mounts. There's nothing back here. So you guys saw that I just pulled the Saginaw out of that. It bolts into that hole there, 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 and there. And then it came all the way back to here to where I had another solid bar right there. And so that's how that was in. Welded to this X brace, and then that bolt, them bolts right there, had the Saginaw sitting right there. So this whole entire engine was completely hard mounted with this bar and them motor mounts. And if this engine tries to flex whatsoever at all, the weakest part was where that Saginaw and that bell housing connected. And so I'm thinking that's why this busted, because when I just took this bar, this cross member bar out, this thing had so much flex in it. When I took this out, that engine moved. And so I think that that had something to do with this. I could be wrong, and if I am wrong, you guys correct me, but I've talked to a bunch of different sources, and they told me that that is possible as to what happened. Now, some of you guys may run the same setup. I've had a couple of guys tell me, Skylar, that's exactly what I run, and I've never had any problems. Well, that's fine, and I understand that. And that is totally okay if you've never had them type of problems, but I have. And here's what is the outcome of that. Now, I'm not a genius and I'm no expert, but I know for a fact that solid motor mounts are run all the time on different applications. But maybe this application, it wasn't right because this thing busted and was so brittle. Who's to say I'm not going to put that brand new one in the exact same way and it be fine because it didn't sit in the weather or whatever. But that's not something that I'm willing to chance. So after talking to a bunch of my friends, Philip Sandell being one, who else? Paul Gamble, Steve Edens is a huge one. Outfits Garage. They have given me a few things that I'm able to do. One of them being a case saver for these ears, for these Saginaw transmissions. You buy them and it mounts, I guess, to this case, and it keeps them from cracking and breaking these ears off. So that's one thing that they've told me that I could try. The second thing is there's some rubber bushings that you could put on your motor mount in the back to allow the engine to flex just a little bit. And then I think Mr. Russell sent me one other thing, or maybe it was Mr. Steve. I'm gonna give you guys both the credit because you both helped me. You guys sent me a bracket that's rubberized as well that bolts onto these Saginals when you hook them up, and it just allows for a little bit of flex. So I'm gonna do some research. I'm gonna see exactly which ones I want after sending some of these pictures to Mr. Steve and Paul and all them guys to get their opinion. I'm also gonna talk to Dad about it and see what he thinks, because this is just stuff that I've been researching, things that I've been trying to learn on my own. But I do think that this thing sitting for so long had a lot to do with this bust. And so now that we have this thing out, I've looked at the bell housing. It does not look cracked. I think we're good there. I'm going to buy the stuff that I need to try to save that Saginal there, because I have no idea if I'm ever going to be able to find one of these things in as good as condition as that one is. That one was raced, ready to go. And so I may not ever find that again. And I want to make sure that I do everything I can to prevent this happening again. So I'm going to clean all my tools up, come back tomorrow. Who knows, maybe Dad will be down here. He'll be looking at it with me. But I feel like getting this out tonight at least is a big step forward. I'm going to try to crank this thing up tomorrow and let it run, because I put a video out a while back of this thing running with that wobble baby song, because it was wobbling because there was nothing there. It was just sitting there like that. So, but anyways, I'm gonna call it a night tonight. I've got my shop spotless cleaned. Another update is I got Uriah's go-kart fixed. It was just a bad coil. And so that's good. We'll be able to get him on the track soon. This coil was just bad, so got a new one put on. But I'm going to go in for tonight, and I'll see you guys in the morning. Still runs good, just don't drive. So I'm out here the next day, and I've made a decision. You guys don't hate me, but I went ahead and ordered the case saver for this transmission. Something I had to do. It was like $89. Everyone's recommending doing it, so I went ahead and did it. But I'm going to go ahead and do something that you guys may or may not like. I'm about to pull the rear chunk out of this car. The reason I'm saying that, I've raced this twice at Hattiesburg. It's a little bull ring. It's really awesome, but I need a new gear. And the reason why I need a new gear is because I am in second gear. And I think this is a 1.68 ratio second gear. And I've got, I think, a 420 in the rear, so it puts it at like a 700. I'm just now learning all these things as far as like 1.68, final drives, 1-to-1, third gear, Saginal. For all of you seasoned veterans, you guys already know all that, but for us new guys like me, who's new to the front wheel drive stuff or the rear wheel drive stuff, I'm not new to it. This is my first time doing it like hands-on, not just watching a YouTube video on it. But I've been told by multiple people I need to be 1-to-1. I knew that from the start, but we had this thing. It had a 1.68 second gear with a 420 already in it from his previous owner. And so I wanted to run it, see if I even were going to like the class before I went and spent a bunch of money. If you guys know, a rear gear for one of these is like $1,000. I'm going to try to find a used one. But at the same time, I may try to keep the 420 or rebuild it. My friend TJ Pratt, who sold me this transmission, told me that he would rebuild my rear gear. And so I may let him do that. And he's giving me a jam up deal, but then I would lose my 420 and my Hattiesburg setup. But by now you guys have seen that Mitchell's Motorplex has started back up. It's a lot bigger track, a lot faster, and there's no way this gearing would work at that track, and that's where I want to go. If I can let my home track be Mitchell's, that's where I want it to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set you guys up and attempt to try and rip this chunk out, take the tires off, get the axles out, get the rear chunk out, and see what it looks like. So let's get to work. than I thought. Heck yeah. One down, other side to go. See y'all when I get it out. Okay, everybody, it's late and it's dark, but it is the same day. Got both axles out and finally got this pumpkin out, which, let me turn this light off so y'all can see better, which I know that sounds crazy, but you'll see what I'm saying. There you go. But I got this chunk out. It is seen better days, but it is out and it doesn't look real bad for how long it's been sitting up. But this is going bye-bye, which right there you can see, I guess that says 10 by 43. So you guys can do the math. I believe I wrote on here it's a 420 or 425 or whatever it is. But this thing's done for, and I'm gonna take it tomorrow, hopefully, to get this changed out and get all this redone by my buddy TJ Pratt. And so I don't know, I think I already told you guys, I ordered my case saver for my Saginaw. It'll be in about 3 or 4 days, and now I've got, I think, I may be speaking too soon here, but I think I have a ring and pinion gear set sourced and found. If so, that'll be going on this, and this will be getting rebuilt for this car for Mitchell's Motorplex. I also learned I'll be able to run Pike and Deep South with this gear as well. And so I feel like I got a lot done. Okay, so like I said the other day, I got a lot done. It's about 3 days later. My part has come in, so it is now time to get this new Saginaw transmission, or I should say new to us Saginaw transmission, painted black, because you guys know I cannot put it back under there without throwing some black paint on it. So I'm gonna get this thing painted and show y'all what part came in and hopefully get it installed. Okay, so I got the transmission painted. I know this may not mean a hill of beans to any of you guys, but it sure does make me feel a lot better whenever all my stuff is nice and painted and cleaned up. You guys let me know if you are the same way, but this is what I bought. So here is the product. I guess that's Jija Racing. If I had to guess, hopefully I'm saying that right. But this here is supposed to help save the ears on that. So what it does is it mounts just like that. You take them 2 bolts out and that bolt right there out, and this goes just like that. And they send all of the equipment, or the nuts and bolts, just like that, to go into your transmission to accept it. And so really nice product. I was told that this helps these a lot because it takes some of the stress off of some of the ears, and so I went ahead and ordered it. So now all I'm waiting on is my rear gear. And so once I get that dropped off at TJ, I should be ready to, well, I know for a fact I can install this. So this transmission can go back in, and all I need to do now is get a gear. And so pretty straightforward on what I need. Not a lot left. I just have to get the time now to install this transmission back into this car and get my rear gear built and put it back in here. So anywho, I'm gonna call this a video. So I feel like I got a lot done. Showed you guys what happened to the other Saginaw, and I gotta go buy one more rear motor mount, and I'm hoping that the engine is fine. There's a little bit of vibration that worries me, but it may be, what I found is I have 2 small motor mount bolts and the engine's doing this, but who's to say? But anyway, thank you guys for hanging out. I know that y'all been asking me, when are you going to race the Pure Stock? Well, I'm trying my best. And so now that Mitchell's is opened back up, they've got a few more races left to go, and I'm trying to get this car geared so that I can go to Mitchell's Motorplex instead of Hattiesburg Speedway. So y'all bear with me. I know that there's been a lot of front wheel drive footage from up north, and just in general, a lot of front wheel drive stuff, but I'm trying my best to prioritize everything I can while also building my shop. You guys can probably see I got trusses and I got all kind of stuff going on in the back, working on my shop and stuff like that. But not trying to give excuses, just trying to be real. So I appreciate you guys if you've made it to the end of this one, hanging out and bearing with me on trying to get pure stock footage out. I really love working on this, but I've just been busy. So y'all, please don't forget to like the video. It's free for you and it helps me out. Share the channel with your friends. Let them know that we're over here grinding on race cars and trying to pump out good content for you guys. And y'all don't forget to go to shopffr.org and y'all go check out our merchandise. It really helps us out a lot financially as well. So y'all be blessed. Be on the lookout for some more content coming soon where I get that transmission put in the car and get my new gear put in and head to the track. Until then, in that video, I'll catch you guys later. Peace.